Feelings. Whoa. Okay, I'll spare you the lounge singing. But my topic for today, of course, I got crap out here that I don't like being on the video. My topic for today is feelings. We always talk about facts, and we always argue facts. We always argue this or that, the other thing. And I want to talk about my feelings, because my feelings is what is all that matters, right? Who cares about facts if you got feelings? No, not really. But just wanted to kind of see if maybe other people feel the same way I do. I think so. And if you don't feel the same way I do, maybe you'll find it interesting, or maybe you will think differently about me if you disagree with me. So maybe this is a good constructive video. Okay, so what I'm specifically talking about is what's going on with California, which is a Democrat-controlled state. And it's a Democrat-controlled state with Gavin Newsom, very unpopular governor. I'm so overwhelmed with information that I really can't get into much specifics. I try not to even think about it. So I went from like kind of political stuff sort of being like a hobby, but also a source of frustration 10, 15 years ago, to being a daily struggle emotionally, and also a battle every day, battling. And the battle has changed for just information to how am I going to stop these people from killing me? It's kind of like that. So survival is basically what I'm talking about. I live in California. I'm in a somewhat rural area of California, so it's not as bad maybe as an urban area, but they are everywhere. When I mean by they, I'm talking about people that are out of touch with reality, or are so full of hatred for Trump that they don't think correctly, or they're just ignorant. I don't know what they are. There's just different types of people out there, and there's just a lot of them. There's too many of them in California, and it's nice. There's a lot of people that agree with me out here, and that's a whole other story. I don't know if I want to get into that, but yes, there's even people that make me feel uncomfortable that I agree with, that are too angry also. So it's dangerous. It feels dangerous. So ever since the COVID thing, all these restrictions, I felt like I'm in a different country now, and that I'm in like some strange country in Europe or something that's not America, that's not a free country. They don't really have democracy. They have just fake elections like they have in Russia, where they just stuff the ballots and then say so-and-so got elected. And I don't have much hope for the future here. I see the economy making major downturns, if not already. Major cities are getting destroyed by riots and looting. The peace is gone. I don't feel like I'm safe most of the time when I go out and drive around. I'm always got my eyes open watching. So I've become increasingly paranoid, for a good reason. There's people out there that will just beat the crap out of you if they don't like the way you look. If you look white, they don't like you. A fat white single guy that's conservative or whatever, or maybe got long hair or whatever, they don't like it. Don't like my beard, don't like the way I look, don't like the fact that I just look smart or whatever. And I've seen it. I've gone out in the streets. I've seen people glaring at me, and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable here. It's not friendly. It's not safe. I don't feel safe. I just don't feel like this is my home anymore. And I'm doing okay financially, I guess, and I've found a good place to stay that's not too expensive. Just renting out a room in a really nice house in a very nice neighborhood. So, I mean, I've got a lot better than a lot of people out there. I'm not going to fool myself. I got a lot of nice things about my life. I could go on and count my blessings. That does help. So I am thankful, but I'm also fearful, and I'm also depressed by what's going on, and I feel oppressed. Oppression is probably the most number one thing. Oppression is when you feel like you have no power whatsoever to change your situation you're in, and you feel like you're being controlled by somebody else, or held back, or being yeah, help app, or like, like the taxes, you know, they have high sales tax here, and you don't notice it, at your day-to-day life, but then you start realizing, wait a second, every time I turn around, there's a tax for everything. And it gets to the point where, you have to pay parking fees, you have to pay, it starts to get oppressive. And the COVID-19 thing is very oppressive. I was comfortable. I could go to my favorite restaurants, local restaurants, and sit there and feel comfortable and eat some a meal in peace. Now I feel like uh, I always feel like that the restaurant that I'm eating at is not really encouraging me to eat there. They're just not comfortable with it, and I have to obey all these little rules of etiquette. So it's all this big change, and it's not just an adjustment. It's an actual oppression. It's like how do you describe it? It's not freedom. It's not living a free life. That's what it is. And I mean, I was tolerating it for about 3 months, I guess. I was keeping track of the news, and I was pointing out a lot of the bad information out there, and I've gone into that. And I also feel like they have confusing rules, which is kind of like gaslighting, where you never really know what's going on. It's hard to get information. You think we have the internet and all this stuff that you should be able to get information you need, but I feel like getting information about what's going on is almost impossible. So you feel helpless, and I feel kind of depressed and oppressed. Oppressed. Does that mean that I'm unhappy as a person? No, because I've got hope in an afterlife that I got to think about, and I have a lot of fun things that I'm doing. I'm almost living a dream, considering the fact that how old I am. I'm 56 years old, and I got a lot of exciting things going on in my life. So it's not a mundane life. I'm not sitting here watching TV all day, all alone. I'm not super lonely. It would be nice if I had a companion, like a woman companion or some close friends that I could just hang out with and feel free to talk about anything without anybody yelling at me or anything. But other than that, it's wonderful. But I'm just talking about kind of the feelings I've got about California in specific, and it's just I have good days and I have bad days, but there's some days where I just wake up and I start reading the news and I see what's going on, or I go to a store or something. And every time I go to a store, I'll like walk into a store and realize, oh shoot, I forgot my mask. I have to go walk back to the car, get my mask, put it on, and I know that's to protect other people if I have COVID, and I understand the logic behind that. And I'm not necessarily an anti-mask person. I'm not an anti, like, you know, I'm not, don't want to be careless. Uh, it's always good to be careful. So I'm a very careful, civilized person. I follow the rules. It's more about etiquette than anything. I'm trying to follow the rules of etiquette. I don't want other people to feel uncomfortable because I'm not wearing a mask. They might feel uncomfortable about that. And so I know that people are liberal here, and they really follow what the government tells them. Their belief seems to be that the government is supposed to tell everybody what to do, and we're all supposed to obey the government. But I believe it's the other way around. We're supposed to tell the government what to do, and they're supposed to serve us. And that's what I don't feel here in America, in California, is I don't feel like the government is there to serve me. I think they're just the enemy, and they're there just to mess up my life, and they don't really, they have other ulterior motives. I don't think their motives are pure, and they're up to stuff. They're like tyrants. And so when you live in a country that's run by tyrants, and you have a bunch of different people that are doing, maybe in other counties you're seeing things that are really bad. In California, it's a big state, so there's a lot of bad stuff going on in other cities and stuff, but you're thinking it could be going on here in San Diego. And San Diego is not that bad. We're bad in some areas, but not, sometimes we're better. San Diego is a pretty good town still, as far as like the population goes and stuff like that, compared to the rest of California. I would say San Diego, considering its size and its location, is really pretty good compared to like LA and maybe Orange County. I don't know, but LA is just hell. I would never live there. I mean, I like the music scene there, but I don't know if I could live there right now unless I have a lot more money and I could afford a really nice place in a gated community and have a gun and make sure everything is covered. So that's a problem, is we got a middle class here, and they probably feel the same way I do. The middle class feels like they're just being shortchanged, that we're being overtaxed and very getting little or no, if any, benefit at all from the government. Maybe even just negative, oppressive things.